The stars stretched endlessly, a vast ocean of cold light and silent darkness. The human fleet drifted through it, small and fragile against the immensity of space. Yet for all its size, the fleet carried the stubborn, unyielding heart of humanity. Captain Aaron Vale stood on the bridge of the lead ship, Horizon, gazing at the distant nebulae. The fleet had seen dozens of worlds, but none had accepted them. None had wanted humans in their space. Aaron clenched her fists. "Again," she muttered, her voice echoing softly in the quiet chamber. "Again we are turned away." Her second-in-command, Lieutenant Cale Mora, leaned against the console. "It's not our fault," he said. "Every civilization fears us. They don't understand what humans can do." Aaron shook her head. "It's not fear. It's rejection. Everywhere we go, they see us as something to avoid. Something dangerous," Cale sighed. "Dangerous because we survive. Because we adapt. Because we don't quit." The words stung, but Aaron knew they were true. Humans had been forced into space by the slow suffocation of their own planet centuries ago, leaving Earth to rebuild itself while their explorers scattered across the galaxy. In those years, humans had done what no other species could. They had survived wars, plagues, cosmic storms, and the cold judgment of worlds that wanted nothing to do with them. And yet, no matter how far they traveled, no matter what marvels they built or dangers they survived, the response was always the same. "Leave. Communication from Earth," said Cale, tapping a console. A soft hum filled the bridge and a holographic projection flickered to life. It was the calm, unfeeling voice of Earth's AI, always precise, always correct. "Return home. You are not needed elsewhere." The message felt heavier than any rejection from an alien world. The crew exchanged uneasy glances. Humans were used to being outsiders, but even outsiders hoped for a home. Even wanderers longed for belonging. Aaron's jaw tightened. "So even Earth doesn't want us?" Cale shrugged. "Maybe they think we are better off out there. Maybe they fear what we've become." The fleet drifted in silence. Outside, the stars moved slowly, indifferent to their troubles. The human ships were battered, patched, and unevenly maintained, but they moved with purpose. They had to. There was nowhere else to go. Aaron turned from the viewport and looked at her crew. Faces tired from decades of travel, eyes weary from countless battles and betrayals, but still burning with determination. There was never a hint of surrender. That was the human way. "All right," she said finally, her voice steady. "We keep moving. We chart a course home, but we don't go quietly. We go on our terms. If Earth rejects us, we will remind them why humanity survives." A murmur of agreement swept through the bridge. Humans may have been exiles in the galaxy, but they were united. They were clever, resourceful, and fearless when it mattered most. That was their strength. That was what made them feared. The Horizon led the fleet into a dense asteroid field, a shortcut back toward the outer rim of human space. Rocks and ice tumbled past like frozen mountains, but human ingenuity turned danger into opportunity. Sensors and shields worked in perfect rhythm, and the fleet moved like a single organism, nimble and precise. No alien fleet could maneuver like this. Humans had an instinct for survival that was impossible to predict. In the mess hall, engineers and pilots worked quietly, repairing, modifying, and improvising. They had no grand resources, no massive armadas, but they had what mattered: creativity. One engineer, a young woman named Jara Lynn, grinned as she tested a new propulsion tweak on a shuttle. "Another alien world will be sorry they underestimated us," she said. "They always are." A veteran pilot laughed, shaking his head. "Always, Jara. Always humans find a way." Even in the darkest corners of the galaxy, humans found light. That light was stubbornness, courage, and the refusal to yield. Hours later, as the fleet passed a glowing blue nebula, alarms rang. A small alien scout vessel emerged from the haze, weapons glowing. It was sleek, fast, and clearly designed for intimidation. "Unknown vessel approaching," said the communications officer. "It's hailing us." Aaron stepped forward. "Put it on screen." The alien captain appeared, a tall figure in shimmering armor. His face was unreadable, his voice harsh and clipped. "Humans," he said, his tone filled with the cold finality of a judge. "You are not welcome. Leave this sector immediately, or we will force you out." Aaron studied him for a moment, then smiled faintly. "We don't leave until we've charted this system," she said calmly. "But we can be polite while we stay." The alien's eyes narrowed. "Polite? Your kind does not understand boundaries. You survive where others fail. You spread where you should not. Leave. Kyle leaned close to Aaron. They still fear us, he muttered. I know, she replied. And they always will. The alien ship fired warning blasts. The fleet scattered, twisting and dodging through the debris of the nebula. Humans were outnumbered and outgunned, but in moments like this they became more than what physics allowed. Improvised defenses, clever maneuvers, and sheer audacity let the fleet escape without a scratch. In the quiet that followed, Aaron addressed her crew. They think they can control us with fear. They don't understand. We survive, we adapt, we return stronger. That's humanity. Even as they moved on, deeper into the darkness, the weight of Earth's message remained. Return home. You are not needed elsewhere. The thought gnawed at Aaron. Had their homeworld truly abandoned them? Or had Earth always known that humans could not be confined, could not be ignored, and would eventually carve their own place among the stars? In the crew quarters, young recruits whispered among themselves. Stories of past victories, of worlds survived and enemies outwitted, flowed like lifeblood. The older crew nodded, smiling faintly. They had seen centuries of war, betrayal, and loss, but never a fleet like this. Humanity carried its strength in its people, in their ingenuity, courage, and unshakable determination. Night fell across the fleet, though in space, night was meaningless. Stars burned endlessly, cold and distant, yet inside each ship the lights glimmered with life. Humans sang softly, worked tirelessly, and dreamed fiercely. They had no planet to call home, yet they carried home in their hearts the memory of Earth, the hope of belonging, and the certainty that they were never truly defeated. Aaron returned to the bridge. She looked at the stars and whispered, Every world rejected us, every world feared us, but we are human, and humans always return. The fleet sailed onward through asteroid storms and silent darkness toward a planet that might not welcome them, toward a home that might have forgotten them. Yet the human spirit, indomitable and proud, burned brighter than any star. Somewhere far ahead Earth waited. Whether it would recognize its own children was uncertain, but the humans did not wait for permission. They moved, they survived, and they would continue to fight. Because that was what humans did. Even in exile, they were unstoppable. The human fleet sailed deeper into uncharted space, the glow of distant stars stretching like silver threads across the black void. Despite their victory in the asteroid field, tension gripped every ship. Every crew member knew that survival required more than courage. It demanded ingenuity, speed, and sharp instincts. Captain Aaron Vale stood on the bridge of the horizon, eyes fixed on the tactical display. Sensors picked up a massive object ahead, floating silently in the emptiness. At first it looked like a derelict station, abandoned and inert. But something about it felt wrong. Sir, said Lieutenant Cale Mora, tapping at the console. The energy readings are strange. It's not just debris. There's some kind of active shielding, old but functional. Aaron frowned. Could be a trap, she said, or a salvage opportunity. Either way, we need to know what it is. The fleet slowed as smaller shuttles launched to investigate. Human curiosity had always been a dangerous trait, one that led to discoveries, victories, and occasionally disasters. The shuttles returned with holographic images. The derelict vessel was massive, alien in design, with jagged edges and panels covered in unknown alloys. Strange symbols glowed faintly along the hull, pulsing like slow heartbeats. Looks abandoned, Kyle said. But the systems are alive. Aaron studied the images. Prepare a boarding team, she said. We're going in, carefully. The human boarding team docked their shuttle against the hull. The moment they entered, the airlock hissed closed behind them and the lights flickered weakly. Inside, the corridors were vast, empty, and silent. Alien technology hummed faintly, a reminder that survival meant understanding what others could not. Engineer Jarlin ran her hands along a console, eyes wide. I don't know this language, she said. But these systems, I can interface. I think I can make it work. Do it, Aaron said. Anything we can learn here might help us survive the rest of the journey. Hours passed as the team explored. They found stores of energy cells, repair tools, and data logs. Most of it was useless. Alien technology far beyond human comprehension. But Jara was relentless. Piece by piece, she cracked codes, learned control sequences, and accessed the vessel's logs. Then they found it. recordings of human encounters across the galaxy. Every world they had visited, every civilization that had rejected them, every fearful council meeting, they were all documented here. Arin's breath caught. This is proof, she whispered. Proof that they feared us, not because we were cruel, but because we could survive anything. Kyle frowned. Survive anything, and outsmart them in the process. Humans always find a way. Jara looked up, her eyes glowing with excitement. Look at this. They thought they were tracking us. They feared our ingenuity. Every world that turned us away, it wasn't hate. It was fear. Arin nodded slowly. Fear is respect in disguise. They know we are dangerous because we can endure, adapt, and thrive where others fail. That is the legacy of humanity. Back on the fleet, tension was high. Not all humans shared Arin's sense of pride. Some whispered doubts about Earth. If the homeworld rejected them, if every planet feared them, what was left for humans? In the mess hall, a heated discussion erupted. They don't want us anywhere, shouted a young recruit. Why should we keep trying? Why not find a planet that actually welcomes us? A veteran engineer slammed a hand on the table. Because we are humans. We don't wait for permission. We survive, we fight, and we go where others cannot. That is who we are. The arguments faded as Arin entered. Silence fell. She looked around at her crew, exhausted but unbroken. You will find no planet that welcomes humans the way we welcome ourselves, she said. We don't need permission. We don't need acceptance. We need action. We need courage. And above all, we need each other. Her words hung in the air as true as any star. Humans were not weak. Humans were not fragile. And humans never gave up. As the fleet continued its journey toward Earth, sensors picked up another anomaly, a rogue patrol of alien ships, armed and ready. The fleet was vastly outnumbered. The aliens demanded that the humans leave immediately, issuing threats that made even hardened soldiers tense. Arin stood on the bridge, calm. Prepare evasive maneuvers. Shields up, weapons on standby. And remember, humans don't run from danger. We face it. Let's show them why. The first volley of energy blasts cut through space, missing the fleet narrowly. The human ships twisted and turned, using debris and natural gravitational fields as cover. Improvised mines deployed from small shuttles detonated near alien ships, throwing them off balance. Humans didn't just fight. They outthought their enemies. Kale grinned. They're trying to corner us. But they don't know humans. No, Arin said. They never do. Hours passed in a tense dance of strategy, bravery, and improvisation. The human fleet, though smaller, moved with cohesion that no alien fleet could match. Every move was precise, every tactic unpredictable. Finally, the alien patrol disengaged, leaving the humans victorious if exhausted. In the aftermath, the crew repaired their ships and shared stories of bravery. Every victory reminded them why humans survived. Every challenge proved that their ingenuity and courage were unmatched. Yet even in triumph, Earth's message lingered in their minds. Return home. You are not needed elsewhere. Later, in the observation deck, Arin looked out at the endless void. They fear us, she said softly. They always will. Every world, every civilization. They don't want to see what we can become. Kale joined her. And yet we survive. And we continue. That is humanity. Arin nodded. Yes, and soon we return to the place that made us. If Earth rejects us, we will not beg. We will remind them. Humans cannot be ignored. Humans do not stay down. We endure, we thrive, and we will make them see it. The fleet continued its journey, past nebulae, through asteroid belts, and into the cold stretches of space. The stars glimmered like tiny witnesses to human determination. The crew worked tirelessly, repaired damaged ships, trained younger recruits, and planned for the challenges ahead. Every obstacle was an opportunity. Every danger was a test. In quiet moments, Arin pondered the future. Would Earth welcome them or reject them once more? Did it matter? Humanity had survived centuries of exile, countless battles, and endless rejection. Earth was important, but humanity itself was more important. Jara Lynn joined Arin on the observation deck, her face glowing with excitement. Captain, I think I've unlocked some of the alien tech we found. It could give us faster propulsion, maybe even a shortcut home. Arin smiled. Excellent, use it. Let's show every world, including Earth, that humans do not wait for permission. Humans carve their own path. As the fleet sailed onward, the void of space no longer felt empty. It was alive with possibility. With every ship, every crew member, every plan, humans proved again why they were feared, why they survived, and why they would endure. They were exiles, yes. Rejected by countless worlds, yes. Even by Earth for now, yes. But they were human. The fleet glided silently through the black void, stars glimmering like distant candles. The human ships were patched, battered, yet brimming with quiet strength. After their narrow escape from the alien patrol, the crew felt a mixture of pride and tension. Pride in their survival, tension in the unknown stretches ahead. Every planet they passed had once rejected them. Earth's cold message still echoed in their minds. Return home. You are not needed elsewhere. Captain Aaron Vale walked the corridors of the horizon, watching her crew work tirelessly. Engineers adjusted propulsion systems, pilots ran drills, and recruits studied star charts. Every human aboard had learned to survive by adapting, thinking, and refusing to yield. That was humanity's greatest power. No matter the challenge, humans found a way. "Captain," said Lieutenant Cale Mora, interrupting her thoughts, "we've intercepted a signal. It's old, very old. The source is from a nearby derelict station, abandoned centuries ago." Aaron's eyes narrowed. "Old stations often hide secrets. Prepare a boarding team. This time, take the entire engineering squad. We don't know what's inside." Hours later, the shuttle docked with the station. Its hull was cracked, metal corroded by time, but its structure held. Inside, the air was stale and still. The lights flickered weakly as the humans stepped carefully through corridors. Alien symbols covered the walls, glowing faintly. The technology was unlike anything they had encountered. Engineer Jara Lin immediately moved to a control panel, her fingers dancing across unknown symbols. "This tech, it's advanced, but I think I can access some logs," she said, excitement in her voice. "Do it," Aaron said. "We need knowledge more than anything else. Knowledge can save lives. Knowledge can prove humans' worth." Hours passed. Jara deciphered fragment after fragment of data, slowly unlocking the station's records. Then she found it. A holographic archive detailing interactions between humans and countless alien civilizations across the galaxy. Aaron gathered her team around the flickering hologram. Faces reflected the soft blue light, eyes wide with curiosity and disbelief. "These are records of every human encounter," Kyle said. "Every council, every planet, every fleet that rejected us. They all feared something about humans. But what?" Jara scrolled through the data. "It's not cruelty. It's unpredictability, adaptability. Humans survive where no one else does. They solve problems that others can't. They don't follow rules the way others expect. They thrive." Aaron nodded slowly. "That explains why they rejected us. They feared our potential. Not because we harmed them, but because we were too strong to ignore." Kyle frowned. "Fear is a strange thing. It can motivate or destroy. For us, it has always been a challenge. But for them, it made us enemies before we even arrived." Aaron's gaze hardened. "Exactly. Every world we visited didn't see humans. They saw a threat. But threats are not defeated by fear alone. They are overcome by courage, intelligence, and unity. And humans have all three." As the humans explored further, they discovered more logs, records of battles humans had never known. Secret wars waged in the shadows, skirmishes where humans had survived impossible odds, and victories against alien forces far superior in number and technology. "These records are their proof of everything," Jara said. "We've survived centuries of rejection. Every time, humans found a way. We adapt. We endure. We win." "Yes," Aaron said, her voice firm. "And we will return to Earth not as supplicants, but as proof. Proof that humans belong everywhere, even where they are not wanted." Suddenly, a warning alarm sounded. Sensors picked up movement, small, swift vessels approaching the station. Hostile aliens, scavengers who had been tracking the fleet. "Prepare defenses," Aaron ordered. "We are not leaving without what we came for." The boarding team scrambled. Humans set up barricades, improvised energy shields, and armed themselves with modified weapons. The first wave of enemy ships entered the station. They were fast and numerous, but humans had something aliens lacked: adaptability. The humans anticipated the alien moves, laid traps, and used the station's structure to their advantage. The battle was chaotic, loud, and terrifying, but human ingenuity turned chaos into victory. Every trap, every ambush, every clever tactic pushed the aliens back. Hours later, the humans stood victorious, breathing heavily. Every member was exhausted, yet the victory brought a sense of pride deeper than any celebration. Humans don't just survive, Erin said, her voice echoing in the empty station. We thrive, we endure, and we return stronger every time. Kale looked at her, admiration in his eyes. Even if Earth rejects us? Even if every world rejects us, Erin said. Because we are human, and humans never stop. We adapt. We survive. We fight. That is who we are. With the alien threat neutralized, the humans accessed more of the station's archives. They discovered maps, star charts, and hidden data, showing how humans had unknowingly influenced the galaxy. Every action, every victory, every survival had shaped alien politics, technology, and strategy. Humans were not passive wanderers. They were catalysts of change. This is incredible, Jara said. Every world we've visited, every rejection, we've left an impact even if they didn't want us there. Erin smiled faintly. Humans are more than we realize. Our existence matters, not just to ourselves but to the galaxy. And now we return to Earth, carrying that legacy. Back aboard the fleet, the mood was lighter. The humans had faced danger, outwitted enemies, and uncovered truths about themselves. The shadow of rejection still loomed, but it no longer felt crushing. Instead, it became fuel, a reason to move forward, to prove that humans were unstoppable. In the fleet's command room, Erin addressed her crew. We have learned why the galaxy fears us, but fear is not weakness. Fear is respect, and respect is earned. We will return to Earth not to ask for welcome, but to remind them that humans belong wherever humans choose to be. The crew nodded, silent agreement passing among them. They were humans. They adapted, they survived, and they thrived. As the fleet sailed on, the stars stretched endlessly before them. The galaxy was vast, filled with unknown dangers, countless civilizations, and endless opportunities. Humans had been rejected by every world they touched, yet here they were, stronger than ever. In the quiet of the observation deck, Erin stood alone, gazing at the distant blue of Earth. The planet seemed small from this distance, fragile even, yet it had shaped everything about them. And now, Earth would have to face what it had created. A species that refused to be ignored, a species that could endure anything, and a species that could return stronger than any world expected. They fear us, she whispered. Everywhere we go, fear follows. But we are humans. And fear does not stop us. Fear challenges us. It makes us better, smarter, stronger. Kale joined her, standing quietly. We've faced impossible odds before, and we've survived. We'll survive again, we always do. Yes, Erin said. And soon Earth will see it too. They will see that humans do not fade into the background. Humans do not surrender. Humans endure. Humans thrive. The fleet moved onward, propelled by engines, determination, and the unyielding will of humanity. Every star, every planet, every challenge ahead was an opportunity. The galaxy had tried to reject them, but humans had survived, and humans would continue to survive. The human fleet glided through the outer edges of the Sol system. Earth, a small blue gem against the darkness of space, loomed ahead. From this distance it looked peaceful, calm, even fragile, but Erin Vale knew better. Earth had changed in the centuries since humanity had left. Political divisions ran deep, old powers jockeyed for control, and fear of humans, those who had ventured beyond and survived, was stronger than ever. Captain, Lieutenant Kale Mora said, eyes on the tactical display. Earth's orbital defenses are online. They're scanning us and preparing for interception. Erin's jaw tightened. They're cautious, she said. Fear hasn't left them. But we'll show them humans do not come to beg. We come to survive, to endure, to remind them who we are. The fleet approached cautiously, sensors scanning every satellite, every patrol craft. Earth's automated defenses sent warning messages, instructing the humans to stop immediately or face destruction. The voice was cold, calculated, and robotic, but the intent was clear. Earth did not want them back. Arin addressed her fleet over comms. All ships maintain formation. Shields on maximum. Weapons ready, but only for defense. We are not aggressors, but we will not be turned away. As they descended into orbit, political factions scrambled below. Earth's leaders argued fiercely over what to do. Some saw the fleet as a threat, others as a potential solution to the growing problems the planet faced. The ruling council, a group of scientists and generals, held an emergency session. Do we know their intent? One official demanded. They're human, another replied. They always have a purpose. They adapt. They survive, and they always find a way. Meanwhile, Arin prepared her crew for a demonstration. Humans did not ask for trust, they earned it. And to earn it, they would prove why humanity could not be ignored. Small shuttles descended to key locations across the planet, delivering engineers, scientists, and volunteers. They moved swiftly, repairing infrastructure, stabilizing power grids, and neutralizing minor disasters that had been left unresolved by bureaucratic inefficiency. On the bridge of the horizon, Arin watched as humans worked. They will see, she said softly, that humans are not just survivors. We are problem solvers, innovators, leaders. Suddenly a crisis alarm rang. A massive comet, long unnoticed by orbital sensors, was on a collision course with Earth. Cities in its path could be destroyed within hours. Panic spread among Earth's defense networks. Prepare all available weapons, a council member shouted. We must stop it. Arin turned to Kale. This is our chance. Let's save Earth before they reject us again. The fleet moved quickly. Humans had developed tactics, propulsion, and weaponry in the stars that Earth's defenses could not match. They calculated trajectories, deployed energy nets, and synchronized their ships with precision that no automated system could achieve. Engineer Jara Lynn and her team worked furiously to coordinate orbital strikes and energy deflectors. Every calculation, every adjustment, every decision relied on human judgment, creativity, and instinct. Machines alone could not succeed. Only humans could. Minutes felt like hours. The comet hurtled closer. Earth's automated defenses fired, but their efforts were insufficient. The humans acted with instinct, intuition, and audacity. At the final moment, the comet's trajectory shifted. Energy nets, precise gravitational tugs, and controlled explosions sent it careening harmlessly past the planet. The danger was over. Earth was safe. Silence followed. Then, slowly, cheers erupted. Not from the humans alone, but from Earth's control centers. The people on the planet realized something extraordinary. The fleet they had feared, the humans they had rejected, had just saved them from destruction. Arin's voice came over the comms. Humans do not seek permission to survive. Humans do not wait for acceptance. Humans act, adapt, and endure. That is who we are. The council was stunned. For the first time, fear and suspicion gave way to respect. Humans had demonstrated not only their courage but their indispensability. Yet even as accolades came in, Arin remained cautious. We do not stay to be praised, she told Kale. We stay to show the truth. Humanity cannot be ignored. Humanity survives. Shuttles returned to the fleet. Repairs were made, systems recalibrated. Crew members who had spent decades in exile felt a strange warmth. Earth, their home, had finally seen what humans could do. But acceptance was not guaranteed. Political debates continued. Some factions still argued that humans were too dangerous, too unpredictable. Others demanded they be allowed full integration into Earth's systems. Arin addressed the entire fleet. Earth has seen us. They have seen our skills, our determination, our courage. Some will fear us. Some will welcome us. But we do not ask for approval. We prove our worth. That is enough. That is humanity. Even as the humans worked with Earth's scientists to stabilize cities, rebuild damaged infrastructure, and improve orbital defense systems, they did not forget the lessons of exile. Every action, every repair, Every life saved was a reminder of what humans could achieve when faced with impossible odds. In a quiet moment, Aaron stood on the observation deck of the horizon, looking down at the planet she had once called home. It was familiar yet different. Time had changed Earth, but humans had changed too. They were no longer just exiles. They were innovators, leaders, and survivors. They were proof of a species that could endure anywhere in the galaxy. Cale joined her silently. "Do you think Earth will ever truly accept us?" he asked. Aaron smiled faintly. "Acceptance is not the goal. Recognition is. They must see that humans belong not just here but anywhere. That is enough." Below, human teams continued their work. They repaired failing power grids, strengthened orbital defenses, and stabilized cities that had been abandoned for decades. Earth's leaders watched in awe. They realized that humans could not be contained, ignored, or rejected. Humanity was a force of nature, unstoppable and brilliant. In the weeks that followed, the political climate on Earth began to shift. Factions that had opposed the humans softened their stance. Some still feared them, but respect grew stronger than fear. Humans had proven their value not by diplomacy, but by action, by courage, by ingenuity, by survival. Aaron gathered her top officers. "Earth has seen what humans can do," she said. "Some will accept us. Some will resist. But we have made our point. Humanity endures. Humanity thrives. And humanity returns stronger than any world expects." The crew nodded. They had faced alien patrols, navigated asteroid fields, discovered hidden knowledge, and now they had saved Earth from annihilation. Every challenge reinforced what humans had always known. They belonged in the galaxy, no matter how much the galaxy tried to reject them. As the fleet prepared for the next phase, rebuilding ties with Earth, training its leaders, and proving that humans were indispensable, Aaron allowed herself a rare moment of reflection. They had come far, faced countless dangers, and survived what no other species could, and Earth had finally seen it. Yet even in victory, she knew the journey was not over. Humans would always be tested, always be feared, and always face challenges no one else could endure. But that was the way of humanity. Bold, relentless, and unstoppable. And so the fleet remained in orbit, a silent guardian and a living proof of the human spirit. They had returned home, not to plead for acceptance, but to demonstrate their worth. Earth had witnessed the indomitable strength of humanity, and nothing would ever be the same. Below, the people of Earth began to understand a simple truth. Humans were not merely survivors. Humans were innovators, leaders, protectors. Humans belonged everywhere, even where they were feared. The human fleet hung above Earth, a testament to endurance, courage, and the unyielding spirit of a species that had been rejected by every world it had touched. From orbit, the planet seemed serene. But below, the leaders and citizens alike were unsettled. Fear and awe had begun to mix, creating a cautious curiosity. Humans had returned, not begging, not apologizing, but demonstrating what they could achieve. Captain Aaron Vale stood on the bridge of the horizon, looking down at the familiar blue oceans and green continents. Time had changed Earth, but so had humans. Their fleet had grown stronger, their technology sharper, their skills honed by centuries in the galaxy's harshest corners. They were no longer merely survivors. They were masters of adaptation, leaders of innovation, and a force no one could ignore. "Captain," Lieutenant Cale Mora said, "Earth's leaders are requesting a meeting. They want to speak, officially." Aaron nodded. "Good. Let them see humans as they truly are. Not as a threat, not as exiles, as what we've always been, humans." The meeting took place aboard a neutral orbital station, a place between Earth and the fleet. Council members, scientists, generals, and diplomats gathered, faces tense but curious. The humans stood in quiet confidence, their presence commanding attention without a word. A council elder spoke first. "Captain Vale, your fleet has returned, and your fleet's actions, have saved countless lives. We are uncertain. We fear the power you wield, but we also recognize your skill and courage. Why should Earth trust humans after centuries of absence?" Aaron's gaze swept over the council. Calm, firm, and unwavering, she spoke. "Earth does not need to trust us. You do not need to welcome us. But you must recognize a truth: humans endure. Humans survive. Humans adapt. And humans thrive. That is who we are. We do not ask for permission to exist. We prove our worth through action." The room was silent. Every eye followed her, some in admiration, some in fear. Humans had returned not to plead but to assert a fundamental fact. They belonged. A young engineer from the fleet, Jara Lin, stepped forward. Your automated systems, your defense grids, your infrastructure, these are fragile. They work, yes, but they are limited. Humans can make them stronger. We can rebuild, improve, protect. That is what we do. That is what humans have always done. One general, his arms crossed, finally spoke. And yet humans were gone for centuries. The galaxy feared you. Other worlds rejected you. If you are so capable, why not stay among the stars? Aaron's eyes narrowed. Because our place is not just among the stars. Our place is wherever humans choose to be. And right now, that includes Earth. We do not come to dominate. We come to prove that humans belong here. Not as rulers, not as conquerors, but as a species capable of greatness. And greatness cannot be ignored. The council murmured among themselves. Debate swirled, but the humans did not waver. Their presence, their calm confidence, their unshakable will, all spoke louder than any argument could. Meanwhile, across the planet, humans from the fleet worked tirelessly. They repaired failing cities, stabilized orbital satellites, and coordinated resources that Earth had long neglected. Children watched in awe as humans solved problems no machine could manage. Scientists learned from them. Soldiers observed their tactics. Everywhere humans touched, efficiency, ingenuity, and determination followed. Aaron observed from the bridge. Every challenge we face, we meet with ingenuity, she said. Every obstacle becomes an opportunity. Earth will see not just humans' power, but humans' heart. Then, another crisis arose. A rogue energy storm, a remnant of a solar flare, threatened to knock out communications and power across half the planet. Earth systems could not respond fast enough. Prepare a response team, Aaron ordered. We will manage it. Humans do not wait for failure to strike. Humans act before it is too late. The fleet mobilized. Engineers and pilots coordinated, improvising energy shields and redirecting power flows. They stabilized communication networks, repaired satellites, and prevented widespread panic. Earth's automated defenses were incapable of such rapid adaptation, but humans thrived in unpredictability. Hours later, the crisis ended. Earth was intact, communications restored, cities unharmed, and the humans had done it without asking for recognition, yet they received it anyway. Leaders and citizens alike realized something profound. Humans were indispensable. Aaron stood once more before the council. You see now, she said, why every world has feared humans. Not because we are cruel, not because we are dangerous, but because we endure, we adapt, we survive, and we thrive where others cannot. That is humanity. One council member, finally humbled, spoke. Perhaps we misjudged humans. Perhaps we feared what we did not understand. But you have proven. Humans belong here, on Earth and beyond. Aaron nodded. Recognition is enough. Acceptance may come with time. But the galaxy and now Earth will always remember this. Humans survive. Humans endure. Humans thrive. As the fleet prepared to return to orbital patrols, Earth began to change. Systems were rebuilt. Cities strengthened, defenses improved. Humans did not seek power or control. They sought to demonstrate what humanity could achieve. And that demonstration was undeniable. Across the fleet, crew members celebrated quietly. They had faced alien patrols, navigated asteroid fields, discovered hidden knowledge, and now saved and improved Earth itself. Every human aboard knew the truth. Humanity had reclaimed its place. Not through force, but through courage, ingenuity, and determination. Aaron walked the observation deck one final time. She looked down at the planet she had once called home. Humans had returned not to plead, not to demand, but to remind Earth and the galaxy of their true power. Kale joined her. Do you think they'll ever stop fearing humans? He asked. Aaron smiled faintly. No, fear will always follow us. But that is not weakness. That is respect. Fear challenges us. It forces us to be better, smarter, stronger. And humans always rise to the challenge. Below, children pointed to the fleet, watching humans repair, rebuild, and protect. Scientists and engineers observed, learning from the humans' creative solutions. Soldiers noted tactics that no AI could match. And every person who had doubted humans felt something new. Hope. The council formally acknowledged the fleet. Humans were no longer merely exiles. They were leaders, innovators, and guardians. Their place on Earth and among the stars was secure, yet Aaron knew the galaxy would continue to test them. Other civilizations would fear them, reject them, challenge them. But humanity had learned a simple truth over centuries of exile. No rejection, no obstacle, no threat could stop them. Humans endured. Humans survived. Humans thrived. And now, humanity had returned home. The fleet lingered above Earth for weeks, assisting, teaching, and guiding. Slowly, the people of Earth came to understand that humans were not a threat, they were an inspiration. And in the hearts of the humans aboard the fleet, there was quiet satisfaction. They had survived, they had returned, and they had proven what humanity could do, finally. As the last repairs were made, Aaron addressed the fleet one final time. We came back to Earth not for praise, not for approval. We came to remind the world and ourselves who humans are. We endure, we survive. We thrive, and we always return. That is the human way, and that way will never end. The stars beyond Earth glimmered, silent witnesses to humanity's triumph. Across the galaxy, whispers of humans' return would spread. Every world that had rejected them would learn one truth: humans could not be ignored. Humans could not be defeated. Humans belonged everywhere. Aaron looked at the fleet, proud, exhausted, and unbroken. "Prepare for the next journey," she said. "The galaxy awaits. And humans will rise to meet it."